Since the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, just after the Battle of Gods movie, there's been a certain trend going on that's become very routine in the series. When Goku combined his powers with 5 other Saiyans in order to confront Beerus, he acquired and retained the powers of Super Saiyan God. That said, the moment in itself, while probably one of, if not the most relevant moments leading into Super Saiyan God has been replaced as the routine go-to with another form, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or as we know it, Super Saiyan Blue. The state of having complete ki control as well as prolific mastery over your God ki, Super Saiyan Blue has shown to have been a mainstay for a while, also while having simultaneously being developed into more advanced forms by Goku and Vegeta. But not all training is equal. While Goku's endeavors with Ultra Instinct have been iconic to say the least, since the end of the Tournament of Power, Vegeta has been quietly putting himself through abysmal methods of training, increasing his strength by lengths unknown. 1 year has passed since the end of the Tournament of Power, and in our previous video on Dragon Ball Super Sarani, we first traveled to Universe 9 as we saw the God of Destruction Sidra and his Supreme Kai Ro, as they fiddled on about their duties in the universe ever since being restored. 17's wish to bring back all the erased universes, however, included not only those erased in the tournament, but those that have been erased for centuries as well. Additionally, as we know by now, one of the criteria the gods of a particular universe must abide by is maintaining a predetermined mortal ranking among their individual universe. If this ranking isn't met to the Omni King's liking, then by his decree, both gods shall be replaced. Before the Tournament of Power, Universe 9 was already struggling to maintain his mortal ranking standards set by the Omni King, and being revived seems to not have changed Sidra or Ro as they sit across from one another conversing about having more time now. This meeting is abruptly interrupted by the Grand Priest as he comes to warn the both of them that, by order of the Omni King himself, they have a limit of only 90 ticks to increase their mortal level by at least half of what it currently is, or face being replaced and, ultimately, deactivated. With a new Kaioshin already being mentored and the Galactic Tyrant Frieza in training to be the next God of Destruction as well, instead of heeding this warning and seizing the opportunity to prove their worth to the Omni King, the two gods instead decide to formulate a plan to assassinate the next God of Destruction candidate, Frieza. Doing so would require them to be completely free of any suspicions of involvement, so they choose to hire an outside source. Originally, Hit was the first to come to mind, being that he is a professional and one of the strongest fighters that they've seen in recent history. But Ro has a much more appropriate person in mind. Kane, the right-hand man of the Goddess of Destruction of Universe 14, one of the newly restored universes, and the son of Hit. The full force of the multiverse is back in rotation, with gods we've never even met before, as well as entire parallels yet to be explored in this brand new original fan manga by Ashan Anime Art and Wolfsbane 101. If you guys want to check out this story for yourselves, the link to Dragon Ball Super Sarani will be down below in the description box, as well as links to both Ashan and Wolfsbane's Twitters, so please go show them a ton of support, guys, and let them know how you like the story. Also, before we get started, be sure to have those notifications turned on to never miss an upload, and if you are enjoying the Dragon Ball content now involving a brand new universe, consider leaving a like on this video as well. Lastly, don't forget to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related content, but without further ado, bearing a hunch that they may be needed in the future, Goku and Vegeta have decided that it's probably best that they started taking Goten and Trunks' training more seriously. In only 3 weeks' time, they've been able to completely train the boys to mastery of the Super Saiyan form, as well as achieving Super Saiyan 2. Upon Piccolo's arrival to their training location, they all decide that it's probably better to go train with Whis again, so they head back to Beerus' planet. Elsewhere, Sidra and Ro continue their treasonous plan by contacting the Goddess of Universe 14, Sira, who's accompanied by her attendant angel Noor. After explaining the situation, it seems like Sira has no intentions of stopping them from going against the Omni King's wishes, but she's curious as to what they could offer her in return for her cooperation. "Perhaps you have something valuable you could give to me in return," she says. "You know, I am a collector of rare items." "I will offer you the very last of the Lyashi no Mizu that I have," he replies. "Ah, that would be the water that can heal any injury or sickness and has the ability to bring life to barren lands, correct? If you really are willing to give up something so rare, then it definitely means you're desperate and want this Frieza guy dead," she says. Sidra admits that they very well are desperate, seeing as how they both are well aware of what happens to gods stripped of their positions. It's a fate worse than being erased. "Fair enough," she says, having just come off of a similar fate herself. I'll provide Kane the details and a crystal ball so he can report directly to you. Have the water sent to me through Godmail, as Sidra agrees. She then tells him that her Angel Noir will call Kane and give him all of the details, as we see him then speaking into his staff, telling Kane that he has details about a job he has to perform in Universe 7 and to kindly report back to Lord Siria's world immediately. In the Room of Spirit and Time, training amongst only himself, as there are few and far in between that can compare to his power, is Kane, son of the famed assassin of Universe 6, Hit, who looks ecstatic after being filled in on the details concerning Frieza, as he replies, "Finally a decent job for me to do." Back in Universe 7 on Beerus' planet, Goten and Trunks are hard at work training under their new mentor Whis, as we see that he has 3 weights set up in front of them for him to carry. Piccolo, he says, "I need you to do the same as well, as Piccolo came here to train too." And Goku, he goes on, "Don't make it a habit to bring all of your friends here to train, even though you keep bribing me with this delicious food. Don't forget that this is still Lord Beerus' world and not some training camp for mortals." Right, Goku replies. "It was all Vegeta's idea to bring them here though," he laughs, as Vegeta tells him, "Don't you dare blame this all on me, Kakarot." This, however, is when Whis comments that, speaking of Vegeta, he's been training regularly and vigorously for the past year. Goku, however, has been slacking in comparison, and as a result, he says that Vegeta seems to have jumped quite a bit ahead of him. "Oh, is that so?" Goku replies. "Well, in that case, it's time to spar, because of course, Goku knowing that Vegeta might be stronger than him now would be no better test for him. If you want to lose so badly, then fine," Vegeta replies, as the two immediately distance from one another to begin the match. Well, I guess it really can't be helped. My, it seems like these two are sparring again while Lord Beerus is sleeping, Whis says, as he takes notice of Goku and Vegeta beginning their battle. In any case, he goes on, "Goku, Vegeta, why don't you both just go all out in order to make this just a little quicker? It shouldn't take long for Goku to realize the difference between your strengths, as he seems to fully know the extent of Vegeta's new powers." "Well, that really isn't my style," Goku replies, "but I am excited to see all this new strength Vegeta has, so alright." Goten and Trunks stop their training as well to view the match, as Goten says how they've never seen them train at full power. This is like once in a lifetime almost. Even Piccolo stops to watch as well, curious as to how much Vegeta has actually surpassed Goku now. Both Saiyans begin powering up to insane levels, but there's a stark difference in strength becoming very apparent here. As their transformations complete, Goku has taken on his usual Super Saiyan Blue form in his max power state, while Vegeta has somehow gone above and beyond even the most masterful form of Super Saiyan Blue and achieved an even more powerful version known as True Super Saiyan Blue. Right away, Goku notices that Vegeta looks a little different in blue than he usually does, to which Vegeta replies that while Goku was busy farming and relaxing over the past year, he was training to the most grueling extent. And finally, he achieved this state, known as True Super Saiyan Blue. "This is what I was speaking of earlier, Goku," Whis cuts in. "Vegeta has found the true maximum potential of Super Saiyan Blue during his training. This current form is far more powerful than the form Goku is in, and beyond that, it can be maintained for much longer with less strain on its stamina. On top of that, as we all can see, Vegeta even looks much younger. This is because this form is also reminiscent of Super Saiyan God. As much as I hated it, Kakarot," he goes on, "I used your method to achieve this form. I tried to stay calm and remain in Super Saiyan Blue for as long as I could, even while I slept," as he recalls to when Goku and Gohan mastered their Super Saiyan forms during the training for the Cell games. "You used this method to perfect Super Saiyan, so I did it to perfect Super Saiyan Blue. When I finally got used to being calm within Blue for extended periods of time and maintained it all day without struggle, at that moment, Kakarot, I turned into this, True Super Saiyan Blue." So Vegeta admits having taken a page from Goku's book of training methods in order to not completely create a new form, but master what they already knew in Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, allowing him to maintain the benefits of both forms. Goku, excited to test out Vegeta's new strength, charges right in as we see the battle begin, but Vegeta easily dodges the first attack. The two clash with Goku once again taking to the offensive, but Vegeta easily evades him. All eyes on them now, the two Saiyans begin round 2 charging each other once more, however Vegeta looks a lot more confident. He outspeeds Goku, instantly getting in his face and hitting him with an elbow, sending him flying. Goku rebounds, but by the time he concentrates back on Vegeta's whereabouts, he's gone. Vegeta then appears behind Goku, chopping him in the back of the neck, almost knocking him out cold. Piccolo comments that even though both of them are going all out, Goku hasn't been able to land a single hit on Vegeta. His speed is actually insane right now as Vegeta continues to beat down Goku. He sends him flying once again as Goku's barely able to stop himself, but the point has been made. Well, Kakarot, Vegeta says, do you see the difference in our power now? While you struggle to contain the blue aura inside of you and fight at the same time, I don't bother because I've already mastered containing it subconsciously. Goku admits that not only was that freaking awesome, but he doesn't think he can beat Vegeta at his current level, which is very apparent from what we witnessed. Goku powers down as the training session ends, and now it seems like he has something to work towards again, as he agrees he'd better pick up his training too. So now that you've seen Vegeta's power, Goku, he says, I want you to go through the same training he did in order to achieve this form of Super Saiyan Blue. He also makes note that since Goku still can't even activate Ultra Instinct yet, it might be best to make his short-term goal completely perfecting this new form. And who knows, he goes on, it might just push you to your limits again to achieve Ultra Instinct, as the panel fades to black with a continuation of everyone's training for the coming disasters, whether they know it or not. In the endless void of space in Universe 7, hovers Frieza's spaceship, eerily quiet for a normal day aboard. As we see him in his pod looking out of the window in his chamber, he notices someone enter. For you to pass by all of my guards without me being informed must mean you aren't here to talk, he says, as we see a tall dark figure on the opposite side of the room from him. You're absolutely right, I'm not here to talk, Kane says, as we see that he's easily infiltrated the ship and more than likely disposed of Frieza's entire force aboard as the chapter ends at the confrontation between Assassin and Tyrant.